Hey everybody, welcome back to Row Country Crafts. Welcome if you are new. Today is a super exciting video for me. It is part of the lovely Lisa's Mystery Box Challenge collab that is being hosted by Living My Best Life with LisaMarie. So she got some lovely Lisas from YouTube together. Each of us got somebody else's name. We packed a box and we shipped it off to our partner, and I received a box actually from LisaMarie. So what I'm going to do now is show you an overview of the box. It is huge. It's bigger than my desk, and I'm going to open it and kind of give you a down view look into what's in the box. And then I'm probably going to have to take everything out, put it down onto my desk, and then we'll kind of go over it together. You really will get my first impression or first reaction to what's in the box. So I'm super excited. Let's go, let's go. I love things like this because I don't have any idea what's coming. The person who I sent my box to has no idea what I sent them. And in each box is a challenge item, or two, I believe it is. For this challenge, there's 2 items, I believe. And we have to use those in a DIY that will be coming up later on in the video. So stay tuned. Hey, here goes nothing. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay. Yikes. Okay guys, so I had to take everything out of the box because it was so big. So I'm just pretend it's the inside of the box, okay? And so I'm going to start uncovering from the paper. Okay. So, oh, look how pretty. Look how pretty. And there's a card here. I'm going to read that. Some adhesive cork and a sign and some challenge items. Okay. So here is everything that came in the box. Oh, some rope. I needed that. Okay. I'm going to flip the camera and we'll look at these together. Oh my gosh, you guys, how exciting. Did you see all the cute things that are down in the box? I saw a couple things, but what I decided to do was just sort of scoop them up out of the box and put them on my desk. Like I said, the box is huge and I didn't have room on my desk for everything. I did get a card from Lisa, and I'm going to read it before I finish the video, and if there's anything in here that I can share with you, I definitely will. But how awesome to receive that. And she did send, look at this cute little ribbon attached to these Dollar Tree roses. Look at the color on these guys. They're really pretty. They're not part of my, they're not marked as part of my challenge item, but they are definitely springs, and these are just so pretty. So I got a stem or a bunch of those. She sent me some shelf liner. I don't know if she's been reading my mind, but there's been some things I've been wanting to actually do with shelf liner. So I received a roll of that. I also received some decorative knot of rope. Thank you, Lisa, because I can use this. Again, not wrapped as a challenge item, but I might use that. Okay, she also sent one of the Greenbrier decor boxes. I'll just show you. Good vibes. It's cute, right? Can you think of something that you would do with it? Because I believe this little piece comes off right here, and this is very gold and glittery, and the back is open. So it's got potential. Thank you. Oh, adhesive cork. I love this stuff. I love it. I never buy it for myself. So thank you for picking that up for me. I will definitely figure out a way to use this. And then I got one of these really awesome signs, but this is one of those banner signs, guys, which will be really cute in several DIYs. I can think of a few things that this could be used for. But now we're down to the challenge items, and I'm a little nervous because she wrote on here, I mean, there's nothing I can do about it. It says challenge item number 1, must use. Okay. Okay, I'm just gonna dive in because it's like Christmas a little bit, and I'm not even sure. I see tinsel. It's tinsel. But it's a pineapple. And if you guys know anything about pineapples, they are the sign of welcome. Like if you put a pineapple, use pineapple decor in your home, it means that people are welcome there. So this says summer. And I'm going to figure out something to do with this. Thanks, Lisa. Okay. Number 2. This says challenge item number 2, must use. Okay. Okay. I keep telling myself I signed up for this. And I did because I was like, oh, I love those challenge boxes. And then you get one and it's like, what do I do? Okay. Okay, here we go. Must use, it says. Oh, I'm literally shaking right now. A splattered screen! Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to really think about this because there's a few things possibly. Okay. All right, guys, I'm gonna cut away. I'm gonna start thinking about what I'm gonna do with my 2 challenge items. Thank you so much, Lisa. I can't wait to see how my Lisa reacts to her box. I'm gonna have everything in the description box. You'll know who got boxes from whom, where you should go next to watch whose video. I just want to say, hey, if you are new here, please consider sticking around by subscribing below. If you've come over from LisaMarie's channel or any other Lisa's channel, you know, please say hey and let me know where you came from if you've never been here before. And of course, my returning subscribers, guys, thank you so much for sticking around and sticking it out and watching yet another one of my videos. If you go over from my channel to visit any of the other Lisas, please leave a pineapple emoji to let them know I sent you their way. Okay, guys, let's dive in. Here we go. Okay, guys, first we're gonna start with this splatter screen. This is the challenge item that really threw me for a loop. I'm not really sure how I came up with the idea, but I ended up getting something super cute out of all of these items. I'm going to use this little rotary cutter from Dollar Tree. I love this thing, and I'm going to use some ribbon. I really liked this teal looking ribbon. It's 2.5 inches wide, and what I need are squares. So I'm going to cut this at 2.5 inches long, and once I do that, I will have a square cut out of the ribbon, and I'm going to cut as many as I need. And I'm also using this Happy Easter. So I ended up with like 44 pieces, which is way too many, but if you're going to make multiples of these, then go ahead and do that, but you get about 44 per roll. Now this splatter screen has the little handle in the middle, and it was just really easy to take a screwdriver to take that apart. Put that aside because we are going to use that in this DIY. The next thing we need to do is remove the screen from the metal piece that's holding it right there. So I just took one of those sharp little pieces from the Dollar Tree, one of those box cutters, and cut that around all the way. And then I used my scissors to just get the rest of it off. We're not going to use the round piece that it came off of. We are using this mesh. So, like I said, we are going to put that back together. And so what I did was just put the handle back in the center. And now I'm going to manipulate this mesh screen. I want to warn you now, guys, this stuff is I was poked several times while working with this. I do suggest maybe you know, some gloves or what have you, but be very careful when working with this because like I said, I did get poked. Now I am using my hands to manipulate this, and I'm putting myself a seam across the center there, and I'm doing that because we need to cut actually a V shape out of this mesh, and I want to do that so that I can wrap it around itself sort of in this manner so that I have more of a cylindrical feel to this mesh. Leaving it the way that it wasn't going to work out for the actual DIY. Now once I've got it manipulated and overlapped, I'm going to take some hot glue and these finger protectors, and I'm going to start gluing the mesh together. First on the outside, and then I'll go to the inside and work on the inside seam as well. You really want that cut mesh to be captured in the hot glue. Do not use it sparingly. You really want to load up that hot glue and get that seam nice and captured inside of that hot glue. That will really cut down on getting scratched like I did. So as you can see here, this is what that's going to look like when it's done. It's not pretty, guys, but it does not have to be. Really what we want is just to have something that's going to hold this felt. Now you can use the Crafter's Square felt from the Dollar Tree. I had some white felt already from Michael's, and I just folded it in fours, and then I'm going to just cut a piece out of the center there so that I have a hole, because after we get this put into place, we're going to remove the handle that came on the splatter screen, and we're going to make sure that part of that is captured within that handle as we put it back on. And then the next thing I did was I came around with my scissors and cut away all the extra felt that was inside. We really don't want a lot hanging off the edge. And really, guys, this is going to be the beginning of a piece that is going to hang on my door. Now, what I wanted to do was try to match as best as I could the color of the teal burlap ribbon, and I didn't have any teal paint. So I brought in this Grotto from Folk Art. It's a chalk paint, and I mixed it with silver lining chalk paint from Waverly, and it came really close. I mean, it was really just kismet how this came together. So after I went ahead and got it all mixed together, I did go ahead and paint the piece from the mesh screen, and it's the handle, and it's actually going to be on the bottom of the piece that we finish, and I think it looks really good. Here it is, almost completely dry, and here is a comparison. What do you think, guys? What do you think? Did it turn out okay? I think it really did. And once the paint came together, guys, honestly, I felt like this project was really going to end up being a really good one for me. So what I did then was I decided how I wanted these pieces to be folded. And again, you're looking at this, but this is actually going to be the bottom of the piece that we finish. So I went ahead and started folding these, but you'll notice they don't fold exactly in half. I'm leaving a little bit of a, I don't know, point, I guess, there at the bottom, but I didn't want the under part to be hanging over, if that makes any sense at all. So what I did was sort of did this half fold or 3/4 fold, and then we're putting the hot glue down and we're overlapping each piece of this ribbon. And you're going to want to do this so that the points aren't overlapping and there's maybe a little bit of a gap, but as you start this, you want them to sort of line up almost perfectly. What this looks like now is this is how these are overlapping, and you'll finish that off, and that's going to be the first row of these overlapping semi-folded squares. This looks to me, it reminds me of a quilt or a hodgepodge, I guess. It's very country, but it's really sort of got a modern take on it with this solid teal. And if you would have done this in completely solid teal or black and white, how cute would that have been, right? So I just went up a few more rows, and that's what you're going to do all the way up to the top. When you get to the top, you're going to fold over the remaining pieces of the burlap ribbon, as you can see, and you're going to mold the top of this little basket that we're making outward and then downward, and go ahead and just sort of, again, manipulate this because the mesh underneath of that gives it some movement, and you really just want this put into the shape that you need it to be in. That's what our little basket looks like, but we're going to hang it on the door. So I took about 12 inches of this teal ribbon and I went ahead and attached it so that when I go to hang this, it will have a hanger on it. But what I love about this little piece is, and again, it's little, it's not a big piece at all, it's super easy to make. But it hangs nicely against the door. And when you add this boxwood from Walmart, it's 97 cents for the entire piece of this boxwood. There's so much. You just drop this down inside of the little basket, just like this. So it kind of reminds me of a Easter basket. And then I'm taking these eggs that I picked up at Dollar Tree. They were already painted these colors. They were already speckled. I really love the rustic farmhouse look of those. And I'm bringing in these glitter berries that I also picked up at the Dollar Tree. I just picked some off of the stems, and I'm dropping them down inside of the boxwood to really fill everything out and give it a really pretty spring Easter feel. And guys, this was so easy to do, and I really hope that you like this one. And if you give it a try, guys, make sure you wear some gloves. But here's what it looks like on my front door. It's a beautiful day in Ohio. My front door is wide open, and this is what it's going to look like if you make one as well. It almost reminds me a little bit of a bird's nest, but it's got this just spring feel to it. The ribbon, I think, is really pretty, but you could go any colors at all. And I really love how the handle on that mesh splatter screen turned out. What do you think, guys? Let me know in the comments below. This piece is so country farmhouse. I just absolutely love it. Okay, everybody, challenge item number 2, the tinsel covered pineapple. And I'm going to also bring in some more of these items. All of this stuff came from the Dollar Tree, guys. And we are going to turn that tinsel covered piece into something really cute for Easter. So of course you want to take all this tinsel off of this pineapple frame, and I mean all of it, okay? And we're not going to use any of it, guys. Then I brought in my scissors and I'm going to cut off the top. Now I'm going to make sure that I do leave that one bar at the top that I cut off, like underneath of that. And then we're going to take all these nubs off as well. So use your scissors and remove that. Taking these little ears from Dollar Tree, this bunny headband, I'm going to leave it intact. Not going to take it apart at all. But I am going to tone down that pink because it's just too much for my modern-ish farmhouse, country farmhouse decor that I use. So I'm bringing in some Waverly's Ballet Slipper Pink Chalk Paint, and I'm going to give this one coat of that chalk paint. Now, I will tell you it will flake a little bit, but this is not going to be the final result. I'm just doing this to dull it down so that the next part that I do on this, if anything shows through, it'll be that ballet slipper and not that shiny stuff. And then I took some of the Waverly Silver Lining chalk paint and I took the piece of the pineapple that was left over and I gave it one coat as well for the same reason. If anything peeks through, I want that color to show, nothing else. Now, these little wreath forms came from the Dollar Tree in a set of 2. They are the smaller ones. I'm taking some felt from Crafter's Square in the white color. All I'm going to do is wrap this up again, just to be sure that if anything pokes through or peeks through, it's going to be that white color and not the green color of the frame. The next thing we need to do then, guys, and look how much better that looks actually, right? I'm just going to take some hot glue around the edge of this little wreath and I'm going to bring the headband over and I'm going to hold it in place until it's completely secure. Now, this chenille yarn I picked up at Dollar Tree as well, and I'm taking the 2 colors and tying a knot. And I'm going to start it with some hot glue, and I'm going to start with that knot. You can trim that yarn off closer to the knot if you want to. I'm just going to tuck it inside, so it's going to be totally fine. But I am using hot glue to start all of this, and I'm taking the two colors there at the top just like that, and with the hot glue securing it in place, and then I'm going to start wrapping this. Now you can go whatever way that you want to. You can go sort of in the manner that I'm going. I'm going really precise with my measurement on this and making sure that everything is really tight. But if you wanted to wrap this more loosely in a more random way, you can do that as well. This chenille yarn is so nice. It's a really nice quality. It's very soft. It does not shed a lot. Some chenille yarn that you get will do that for you, but I can really see, like if I were still crocheting, I would love to make a blanket out of this. It's just really nice stuff. But I just used some hot glue at this point just to tack it down in certain places. And after I got so far down, I am going to start wrapping all the way around this piece rather than using a lot of hot glue. But I am keeping this in a uniform way. I'm trying to just kind of go between the red or the gray and the white. And guys, in Row Country, we have rabbits that actually have this coloring. So this turned out really cute for me, and I really am enjoying, putting this together. It's just coming out so cute. What we need to do now is to wrap the headband and the wreath form in the same way. I'm using the two colors. I'm coming around trying to keep everything as uniform as I possibly can, trying to make sure that as I wrap, I'm keeping the same pattern, if you will. When you get to the top, you'll want to come around as tightly around those ears as possible. And then once I figured out, that was going to be the good spacing, I came around the back of the ear and back into the center. Once I was able to do that, I laid everything down, and I am just going to tack it off in the back with some hot glue and then use my scissors and trim it away. And that will be what the top of this little headband ends up looking like, the top of this little bunny rabbit that we're putting together. So the body is wrapped in a left and right or horizontal, and then the head is wrapped more of a spiral. And I think the two juxtaposition of the two wrappings really turn out so cute. But remember, I said this was not going to be the way that these ears went. I was so lucky to find this yarn in this pink, and I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm just going to cover the inner part of the ears with this pink yarn. It is so pretty, and you'll see here, I'm not going to show you everything, but I do sort of outline the ears, and then I keep using hot glue and I keep wrapping this pink chenille yarn around in that manner until it's completely covered. But like I said, if anything poked through, it was going to be that ballet slipper. This is what it looks like when it's completely done. They're so soft. I love how tactile this is. I just really think this is a cute little bunny rabbit for Easter or even just for spring. I just used some chenille stems to attach it, and you can see here that I really hid those chenille stems in between the yarn. You couldn't really see it from the front. I just tightened it down, and I'm going to use my scissors, and no hot glue here, just wrapping this around nice and tight, and then I'll trim away all of the extra. And that will be the body of this little spring bunny. Now I'm upset because I did lose some of my footage, but I used these items here to make a super easy little bow. That is what it turns out looking like, and I used 3 of the roses that Lisa sent to me, and these will always be in my spring decor going forward. But this is what it looks like on my front door. Again, a beautiful day in Ohio, and that is what the bow looks like. Super simple. I really love how the burlap and the chenille just kind of play off of each other for spring. It's really cute, guys. I mean, who knew that you could take a tinsel covered pineapple from the Dollar Tree and use it in this way to make a beautiful little spring bunny for everyday spring decor. I hope you like this one too, guys. Let me know in the comments down below which of the 2 of today's DIYs is your favorite. Okay, everybody, don't forget to leave me a big thumbs up. This is the lovely Lisa's mystery box hop. You are leaving me to go over to Lisa & Company. Please leave her a pineapple emoji in her comments to let her know that I sent you her way. Thanks so much for watching. Okay, everybody, thanks so much for checking out yet another one of my videos. Remember, you can reach me over on Instagram at Row Country Crafts. While you're here, don't forget to subscribe if you're not already, and please go ahead and watch another video. I will catch you in my next one. Until then, bye!